Hello, everybody. I'm Ben, and welcome to part 2 of the Plague Lich Weekly Challenge. Now, with this, I decided to kind of keep my drawing kind of sketchy and more of concept because I wanted to work on a couple different ideas. I think I might, after uh, doing this, have you all vote for your favorite of the three, and then I'll do a finished drawing of the one that gets the most votes. Now, with the first one here, it's sort of floating remnants of a person, which is the Lich, but this this one, I decided that I like the idea of having it sort of incapacitated physically to sort of enhance the idea that it has to be a very magical being. Like the fact that it's just like a skull and rib cage, at least so far, but the magic is bound in like an item attached to the lich, like the necklace that I built up there. I really wanted to toy around with like either a mask or a crown or something, but I wasn't really thrilled with what I was coming up with. So I kind of just built up the haze around the lich a bit, and I threw an arm here just to give it a little more substance, just so it wasn't just a floating rib cage and skull with a necklace on. Um, Here I'm still toying around with the crown idea, but that didn't really go anywhere. So with the next one, I had the idea of actually, well, initially I had the idea of having it in a robe, but I wasn't really liking the look of that, so I got rid of that, and I again went with the skeletal frame to begin with, and I kind of wanted something with like an actual wardrobe with it, so I I decided I wanted sort of wrappings, like almost like a mummy, and this one also has a magical item of sorts. It's that staff in its hand, which I realize with these rough sketches it's kind of difficult to tell what's going on, but hopefully you'll be able to see well enough. And you can see I kind of put like bandages around it, trying to build that sort of like um, almost, I guess, like somebody who's been infected and like they thought that the person was dead, but it was actually a lich. um, so I changed the leg positioning a bit because I liked it having more of a stance. Like this one obviously isn't quite as incapacitated physically. Like it can walk around and uh, actually move around a bit that way. And like the sort of glowing eyes there. um, oh, I was also toying around with this idea of, you know how like the plague was spread by fleas infecting like rats and birds and stuff and biting people themselves. So I like the idea of having a lich whose main source of, or main army is made out of like fleas or maybe even undead fleas. So there's that sort of haze thing there. All right, so on to the third one. I again started with the skeletal frame. Um, I wasn't sure what to do at the beginning of this, but then I realized like, oh, there's like this whole plague doctor thing, which if you're not familiar with plague doctors, they kind of have these masks that are like beak-like, and I thought it would be a cool idea to actually have like a really big bird skull for the head instead, so it's almost like they're like a physical representation of what the plague doctors kind of looked like. And I was throwing some like feathers on it, which I'm still not sure if I'm thrilled by or not, but it's interesting to toy with. Here's the labeling, the first, the second, and the third. And then I threw on some more feathers for good measure. And I think I add some sort of like robe at some point, maybe soon. Any day now. Well, yeah, I'm toying with the fleas idea again. Here we go. Adding a little more wardrobe to it, which gives it a kind of like a shaman look now that I think about it. But I mean, I still like that idea of the bird skull. I might toy with that some more. And again, I was toying with the haze. Oh, on this one I decided to add some hands, like bony hands, just so like it has like a focus point for the magic, so you can like see where it's coming from, I guess. And now I'm just coloring in the haze a little bit, so you get the idea of what's going on around them. I don't know why plague stuff generally seems to have like a green haze to it, but that's what I decided. So that wraps up the video, and now I requested from you all to submit your ideas or sketches or whatever for the plague lich. And well, I mean, I didn't really expect much, but I actually got one submission, which was from Carl Johnson, or however he pronounces it. And it was really good. I was not expecting like a full on like finished illustration, and I'm impressed. I have to say, I was really not expecting it, but he went above and beyond, and you all should check that out. I'll make sure that it's linked to in the description, and yeah, make sure to check out Carl Johnson's stuff. Maybe I'll see if I can get a link to a website or something for him as well. I mean, he obviously was toying around with the whole plague being spread by rats and birds and stuff. And I guess he also liked that idea of the plague haze like being a bit greenish, while also having like red death and stuff like that, red haze in the background. Very well done. Awesome. Thanks for submitting, Carl. Alright, and for next week, the next prompt is going to be Guardian Ape. So, however you want to interpret a guardian ape, that's the next prompt. Alright, so hopefully I'll see what you all come up with. Remember to vote for your favorite of the 3 concepts, and I'll see you next time. Bye.